4th To Be Secure Forum. His Excellency Mr. Filip Vujanović, President of Montenegro.
Dear ladies, dear ministers, high officials, your excellencies, dear friends. It is my special honor to address you at the opening of the annual conference organized by the Atlantic Council of Montenegro, where issues of global Euro-Atlantic security as well as security in Southeastern Europe are being discussed. I am sure the Chatham House rules that are applied at the conference will provide a high level of constructive discussion. First of all, I would like to thank the Atlantic Council of Montenegro for organizing this forum, which is a great promotion of cooperation between governmental and non-governmental sector, as well as creativity of civil society in the mission of capital importance within regional, Euro-Atlantic and global security. Encouraging pragmatic approach towards capital development projects is in best interest of future generations. That is why involving young people in constructive discussion is also of great importance, which is why activities of the Atlantic Council of Montenegro deserve a special tribute. Rational response to the issue of long-term stability and security of the Southeast Europe and its dynamic development imply cooperation of all sectors of the society. In my opinion, Montenegro has confirmed its response to this issue by approaching NATO membership in accordance with the dominant process in society. Polarization regarding political organization that goes hand in hand with Montenegro's ambition to join alliance is reduced in favor of predominantly positive orientation. I would like to use this opportunity to express my personal belief that Montenegro is fully committed to its Euro-Atlantic integration. The only response to secure a future of Montenegro, its economic and general social development, as well as its membership in the EU, is nothing but NATO membership. Long-term stability is based on its international mechanisms, and not only on good wishes. In the foreseeable future, Euro-Atlantic security system is the only one Montenegro can rely on, not only because Montenegro is geopolitically positioned deep within NATO area, but also with demand for stability, which is a precondition of the quality life and prosperity of every society. Because of this, I may state, NATO does not only imply political and security integration, it is also an alliance that affirms complete system of values and standards of every stable society. It is a system that Montenegro already fosters and which provides us with general improvement and stability. Stable future for the next generations is a commitment that leaves no space for mistake. Recent support from the House of Representatives of the U.S. Congress, with its positive content and unanimous character, reaffirms my belief that Montenegro's achievement in implementing Euro-Atlantic standards will be the basis for positive progress report and decision of the International Council at this year's NATO summit in the UK to suggest enlargement and send invitation for membership in the alliance to Montenegro. In that sense, I would like to express my gratitude to the U.S. Congress on behalf of Montenegro. Ladies and gentlemen, as a leader of European and Euro-Atlantic integration in the region, Montenegro responsibly promotes good neighbor policy as well as cooperation in the region. Montenegro is aware that stability is imperative of development, and we are convicted that its Euro-Atlantic future contributes to stability and development of the region, which makes us fully committed to joining Euro-Atlantic Alliance. Montenegro is a responsible partner and its integration and will be a reliable NATO member. We always emphasize this, and I am doing this at this important conference as well. I wish you a successful conference, and I would like to apologize for leaving straight away due to my arrangement in the bar. I wish you all success, as well as success in your personal and professional life. Thank you very much.
Dr. Savo Kentera, President of the Atlantic Council of Montenegro.
Dear Mr. President, he is still present, distinguished ministers, Your Excellencies, high military officials, media representatives, dear friends. Welcome to the fourth To Be Forum that is once again being held in cooperation with our strategic partners, NATO and the US Embassy in Podgorica, under the auspices of the government of Montenegro. Although the event is organized under the auspices of the government, I must point out two persons who are most deserving why, in my opinion, this forum will be the best so far. And those are Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Igor Lukšić, and Minister of Defense, Milica Penović-Đurišić. I am using this opportunity to thank you for the support you provided in order for this forum to become really successful. For the fourth year in a row, our partner is Municipality of Budva, and I am using this opportunity to thank Mayor Lazar Đenović, who was there for us from the very beginning and who also provided his generous support along with the Municipality of Budva in order for this forum to be successful. Apart from Municipality of Budva, I would like to thank other partners, Embassy of Norway, Embassy of Turkey, German Embassy, and the Balkan Trust for Democracy. I would also like to thank all of those who supported this project from the very beginning, as well as those who had just recently joined. Without your support, this event would not be possible. On this occasion, I would like to also welcome ATA leaders and their delegations. I am very proud that yesterday, for the first time, ATA Chapter Leadership Summit was held in Montenegro, and it was opened by the President of Parliament of Montenegro, Mr. Ranko Krivokapić, together with the President of the Atlantic Treaty Association, Dr. Lamas. This meeting was an exceptional opportunity to exchange opinions on numerous burning issues, and some of them which will be discussed in the next 2 days at the forum as well. Dear friends, it is my great pleasure to gather all of you here, and in that way have acknowledged a couple of things. Primarily, the 2BS Forum has become a place that has been recognized for quality panel discussions and thoughtful selection of guests that are taking part here. You have also confirmed that all of you are true friends of Montenegro, especially in the moment when we may be needed the most. In anticipation of NATO summit in Wales in September, every support for Montenegro is more than welcome. Regardless of the outcome of the summit for Montenegro, all of you, your governments, your countries, have shown in the last period that you are a true friend of Montenegro through the support you have given to us. I believe that Montenegro will justify the trust placed in it when it becomes NATO members and show everyone it can be a reliable partner one can count on. This is exactly why the first panel is dedicated to NATO open door policy. We are all looking forward to see what will happen in Wales. Whether some country will be invited or not will probably be known in the last moment. We will do everything down to us in order to receive invitation for membership in September, but we know that things are not always the way we want them to be. Also, what is often forgotten is the fact that invitation itself does not automatically imply membership in the alliance. If member states have certain dilemmas regarding candidate country, it is the period from receiving invitation to membership itself during which a lot can be done in order to improve things and country to become a member of NATO alliance. On the other hand, the question arises, whether enlargement will be discussed at all at the summit. If the enlargement does not occur, and it is not discussed at all, what is the main reason the alliance does not want new members at this moment? Is it because complete focus will be shifted to other topics and situation in Ukraine? Is it because candidate countries do not yet fulfill all conditions for membership? I believe the latter is the most legitimate reason if the enlargement does not occur. Ultimately, is the reason why enlargement will not occur because some of the countries believe that at this moment they should not object Russia, and enlargement would exactly mean opposing this country. The latter reason is the reason I cannot accept at all, especially when the entire Europe and the USA are supposed to show unity and in that way express a very clear attitude regarding development of democracy in countries where it's still necessary. Should we let the things we are fighting our whole life, development of democracy, the rule of law, strengthening of free and independent media, fight against corruption and organized crime, to now be overpowered by autocracy that individuals want to impose on all of us? In the end, constant remissions and too much understanding we had towards Russia in the past years have exactly led us to such a situation in Ukraine. We have overestimated those for whom for years we believed they could be our partners and underestimated them when it comes to their ambitions and appetites. We should not forget that violence in service of political goals destroys everyone who is involved in it. Can we allow ourselves to repeat the same mistake? I completely understand the economic interest of states that are afraid to lose billions due to instability of the market, withdrawal of the capital, as well as severance of economic relations with other countries. However, we need to have one thing always in mind. Entire economy and prosperity that most powerful and most developed countries have today arose because they were created based on fundamental moral and social values that I have previously mentioned and to which we as a society always tend to aspire. Maybe at this moment we should recall the words of a man we all so much today, of Abraham Lincoln, who once said, "To sin by silence when they should protest makes a coward of a man." I believe the discussion at the panel on the situation in Ukraine will try to provide answers to some basic questions that are in focus of both professional and wider public. This year's TBS Forum will, of course, address other very important issues. One of them are Afghanistan and its future. Can we consider Afghanistan a successful story, or the alliance has failed? Will withdrawal of the troops from this country leave a lot of issues, such as development of system, institutions, etc., open? I am positive that General Allen, who spent a lot of time in this country as commander of ISAF mission, will make a great panelist who will, along with other panelists, provide answers to these and other issues related to this topic. This year we are marking one of great jubilees, and that is 20 years since the establishment of Partnership for Peace. Panel 5 will be dedicated to this jubilee, and distinguished experts and officials will have a chance to discuss whether this program really helped the Alliance in defining specific priorities as well as partners. Also, are all Partnership for Peace members reliable partners, or, on the other hand, we should reconsider partnership with specific countries? We must not forget two panels that are always current and interrelated, and those are terrorism and cybersecurity. These two issues are most certainly two greatest threats in the modern world, and panelists who will be discussing them have been really carefully selected in order to, from their own point of view, provide a realistic image of the world we live in and how safe we are from the terroristic and cyber attacks. These very important issues will also be discussed in the next 2 days by security and international relations experts, but also by policymakers without whom the discussion would not be complete. Ladies and gentlemen, in the meantime, we in Montenegro are left to hope that we will receive an invitation for membership in the alliance at the summit in Wales. Only if we deserve it, and only if we show everyone that Montenegro is and can be a partner that can be trusted, which is ready to finish thorough reforms in order to become a democratic society, which is committed to Western civilization values, will we receive invitation for membership. Thus, I would like to finish my speech with a quote I came across while visiting in Washington Jefferson Memorial for the first time, and it was stated by the U.S. President Thomas Jefferson in his letter from 1816. I am not an advocate for frequent changes in laws and constitutions, but laws and institutions must go hand in hand with the progress of the human mind. As that becomes more developed, more enlightened, as new discoveries are made, new truths discovered, and manners and opinions change. With the change of circumstances, institutions must advance also to keep pace with the times. We might as well require a man to wear still the code which fitted him, a boy, as a civilized society to remain ever under the regime of their barbarous ancestors. Thank you for your attention. I wish you a pleasant stay and work in Budva in the next couple of days. Thank you very much.
Her Excellency Ambassador Sue K. Brown, U.S. Ambassador to Montenegro.
Honorable Ministers, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, thank you for the opportunity to participate in the official opening of the To Be Secure Forum. Since its inception, the forum has proven to be an important venue for the discussion of regional and global security issues, and the United States is proud to be a partner. The issues we will discuss over the next 2 days, from Afghanistan to the fight against terrorism, remain daunting, and none of us would be here today if we did not believe that even seemingly intractable problems have solutions. More often than not, the security challenge we face today can only be overcome with coordinated and cooperative international effort. And I hardly need to tell this to Montenegro. From its contributions to the ISAF mission in Afghanistan and other security efforts to the valuable and constructive role it plays in strengthening the stability of the Western Balkans, Montenegro continues to demonstrate a consistent commitment to global security and development. Montenegro's actions have also helped to put it firmly on its path for membership in NATO, which remains the world's most effective and influential security alliance. Of course, one of the central concerns for the Euro-Atlantic community is the future of Ukraine. The crisis there has shaken peace and stability in Europe and proven a direct affront to principles of sovereignty and territorial integrity. The crisis in Ukraine, however, has also reaffirmed that NATO allies remain united in advancing the fundamental principles of the alliance, guaranteeing a Europe whole, free, and at peace. Together, Europe and North America have stood together in defense of Ukraine's rights to choose its own path without outside interference. The situation has also demonstrated that NATO, in a time of crisis, will act in accordance with its commitments to guarantee the safety of all its members. As a result, NATO has taken a number of measures, all entirely defensive, in reaction to the threat the Ukraine situation poses. NATO has deployed AWACS surveillance planes over Romania and Poland and reinforced our policing air mission in Baltic region. Allies have reinforced our naval presence from the Baltic to Black Sea, and in mid-May, 6,000 NATO troops participated in Steadfast Javelin exercise in Estonia, an exercise planned before the Ukraine crisis, but also an example of NATO's continued efforts to bolster our troops and their readiness. These immediate measures, more planes in the air, more ships at sea, and more exercises on the ground, are visible reassurances to our Eastern and Central European allies that our commitment to Article 5 of the NATO Treaty and the principles of collective security remain unwavering. This is the alliance Montenegro is on the road to joining, a security alliance that through common and joint action guarantees the safety of each member. It is also a coalition of nations that shares common values of freedom, democracy, and respect for human dignity. This marriage of values and capability has made NATO the world's most successful alliance. Montenegro deserves great credit both for adhering to its vision of Euro-Atlantic integration and for maintaining a focus on moving forward with the reforms necessary to ensure the country meets the standards for NATO membership. I congratulate all of those in Montenegro who are working every day to strengthen the country's democratic institutions, promote the rule of law, and take the other steps that will not only ensure Montenegro's invitation to NATO, but also great guarantee of the country's long-term prosperity and stability. Thank you again for the opportunity to participate in today's events, and I wish the conference a great success and know that there will be some very interesting exchanges and discussions. Thank you again.